And so that's kind of how it all started. And it just started snowballing over the last few months, watching all of these luxury coaches kind of show this lifestyle that I don't think is unattainable. Anybody and everybody can have that lifestyle. Anybody and everybody can make that amount of money. But to some people, it doesn't feel good spending their money on those type of things, on like high luxury traveling, fine dining, 16-course restaurants, fucking stuff like Louis Vuitton purses. Like that doesn't resonate with every single human being. It didn't resonate with me.
Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the quantum coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to the Badass Manifester podcast. I'm so excited for today because I'm interviewing the Amanda King. She is a women's empowerment and business coach. She has built such an incredible, successful business over such a short period of time. She's going to share all about that with you. And I consider her like a pioneer in our industry because she goes against the grain and she doesn't give a fuck. And I'm just really excited to have her on the show to jam out about that because there just ain't one way to build your biz. So welcome, Amanda King.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yay. So tell everyone like where you were at a little bit over a year ago and where you are now and how you did that.
How did you do that? It's so funny because it feels like it was so far away at this point, but it really wasn't that far away. Like it was like last year. So in my life summed up in like one sentence was I bounced around from a lot of jobs. I ended up at a really lucrative job as a corporate pastry chef, decided I was burnt out, wanted to start my own kind of like anything really. Like get me the fuck out of corporate America was like the whole priority. And so over the span of 2 years, I built a dog care business. It was almost a six-figure dog care business. It was a brick and mortar business. I joined a network marketing company because the allure was that I would make what I was making times like 80,000 in 1 month. So I'd be able to make all of this money. And like my heart and my soul wasn't into it. And in 2018, I had signed up with my first coach. I had started kind of getting introduced into the coaching world, but I kept thinking, well, I can't do that. Like no one's going to listen to me. I'm not like every other coach who's very serene and very calming and very just like has this aura about them. I'm like, no one will ever buy from me. Like that's not me. And if I try to show up like that, which I did in 2018, it's not going to work. And it didn't. So at the end of 2018, I was like completely fucking broke. So unbelievably broke. I had to borrow money from my dad just to pay my bills. Thank God he had gotten a Christmas bonus from his work. And so at the end of 2018, I was just kind of in this fork in the road of, okay, well, I need to either fully step into this coaching idea, like fully fucking embrace it. Or Amanda, you got to get another pastry chef job. You've got to go back to corporate America. You've got to do the daily grind, even though you don't want to anymore. And I was like, I'm just so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm so fucking tired of living by someone else's rules and what like the whole corporate America structure stands for. So I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna do 2019 my way. I'm gonna show up as like 100% authentic me as an empowerment coach. And if people don't like it, then people don't like it. If I'm going to fail this year, it's going to be like the fail that goes viral where everyone is just like, oh my God, she bit it so hard. Like I'm going I'm going to fail in a blaze of glory. And so in 2019, I announced that I was going to start being an empowerment coach. And then it
was this in like February?
in January.
January. Okay.
I was like, I'm just going to teach mindset. In February, I decided to add business coaching because of a post I saw on Badass Business Babes where this woman was just like, how do I start my online business? And it's like, girl, you just asked that question to the wolves. And so like 600, not even kidding, comments were on this thread telling her to do 18 different fucking things. Like, hire a business coach, do the website. Well, you need to get your first sales funnels. You need to do this. And I was like, that woman will never start her business. Never. Because she is so overwhelmed by everyone telling her what she needs to do that she'll never fucking move. And so in that moment, I was like, I want to teach business differently. I want to teach how to grow your business organically without all of the fluff. We don't need the beautiful graphic design. We don't need the website. We don't need all of this shit that everyone's telling us to do. And so I created my like first business course, Badass Bitch Academy, which was about growing your business organically using Facebook as like your main sales funnel. And that course just blew up my career. Like it took off. I ended up with like a 15K launch with that.
So wait, hold up. So the first launch you ever did was a 15K launch as a business coach, as a women's empowerment business coach.
Yeah. And it was with a Facebook group of like 118 people.
And I just want to go back because I might have sounded like you said Facebook ads, but she said Facebook as her way of going about it.
Yeah, it was Facebook was the sole way of getting people into my sales funnel. I hated Facebook ads. I still don't use Facebook ads. And so it was trying to teach business in a more simplistic approach. Like my dad always used to say like, kiss Amanda, kiss. And I'm like, kiss. And he's like, keep it simple, stupid. So that's like the whole method of Badass Bitch Academy. It's just keeping it simple as fuck. And so that's what I decided to do in 2019. And it went from literally not making any money in January to having a 15K launch in February to by the end of the year, I think I was around $575,000 in sales in my business in 11 months.
That's insane. Oh my God. It's so amazing.
It blows my mind because it doesn't feel real. Like even seeing it happening and it happening so fucking like warp speed that it makes me laugh every time I say it because it just doesn't feel like it's a real thing. It's like, oh, okay, that happened. Where the fuck was I?
Right. Where was I?
Yeah.
No, you actually created that, by the way.
I know.
It's just interesting though, because I mean, and like a lot of people listening might be like, that could never happen to me. But I just want you guys to understand that that was literally Amanda's story.
Mm-hmm.
How did you transcend that story though? Because at some point you had to be like, no, I am worthy of this. It can happen for me.
Yeah, it was kind of like I stepped in it in January and I was listening to like Lauren and Manifestation Babe and everyone say that their first year they only made like $8,000 in their coaching business. So that made me excited. Like I was like, sweet, I have a potential of making an extra $8,000 this year. I'm going to fucking take it.
Right.
And so I was like always thinking in my head, well, I'm only going to kind of make this amount of money. So why not just like really go big or go home? Why not really show the fuck up and see the potentiality that the year can bring and not limit myself to other people's success and not sit here and say, okay, well, Lauren made $8,000, so I'm going to make $8,000. It was more of like, okay, so that was what she did in her first year. Who says that I can't do more? Who says that like that more can't exist? And when I hit the 15K launch, that's when I was kind of like, holy shit. Like I just did what I wanted to do in an entire year in a month, in like 2 weeks. So, okay. So the potential's there to make a lot of money with this, but I've got to like do the actual fucking work. I've got to show up. I've got to engage. And I've really just got to grow this the way I want to grow it, rather than listening kind of to every other person who was telling me I was doing it wrong.
Yes. That's so awesome. It's been so cool to watch you because, I mean, you know, I'm very good friends with Jen Casey, and I know she was your first coach. And she was your first coach, right?
Yeah.
And like, that's kind of how I found you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we connected, is through Jen. But like, it's just been so inspiring to watch you grow. And like, you are that beacon for people. Like people look to you and be like, okay, if Amanda can build her business like any way she wants, then I can too. And I feel like that segues perfectly into just kind of like this thing that you've got going on now, this anti-luxury movement.
Yeah.
I love it. No, I think it's so important because like, obviously, okay, I want you to talk about it.
So everyone keeps asking, and like, I will never forget, last year I was having a conversation. I was being interviewed for a podcast, and the person who was interviewing me, we ended up talking about luxury, like high luxury coaching. I think they call themselves high performance luxury coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having this conversation over a coach that she had that she was really upset with, because her coach had asked her, well, what's your dream car? And she's like, oh, what was it? A Honda Pilot or something like that. And the coach is like, but no, what's your dream car? And this coach was like, a Honda fucking Pilot. Like, I have 4 kids. Like, I need something that I can put these kids into, that I'm not climbing over them to like buckle them up, something that has the freaking TV so that my kids aren't screaming at each other. And the coach looked at her and said, you're not dreaming big enough. And that was like someone punched me in the throat, because who are you to tell someone that their dreams are not big enough, right? We all dream in our own way. And just because it's not a Ferrari, it's not a Bugatti, doesn't mean that to her, right? And so that's kind of how it all started. And it just started snowballing over the last few months, watching all of these luxury coaches kind of show this lifestyle that I don't think is unattainable. Anybody and everybody can have that lifestyle. Anybody and everybody can make that amount of money. But to some people, it doesn't feel good spending their money on those type of things, on like high luxury traveling, fine dining, 16-course restaurants, fucking stuff like Louis Vuitton purses. Like, that doesn't resonate with every single human being. It didn't resonate with me. I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck how rich I am. I'm never going to go into a Louis Vuitton store and buy a purse. Why? Because I treat purses like crap. I throw them all over the floor. I would rather take that $2,000 to $3,000 and buy a new water heater for our house. I would rather take that $10,000 that you're spending on something and put a fucking like new roof over our head. It's not all, and like, it became luxury was one size fits all. Mm-hmm. And I started to get really frustrated with that, because it was like, that's not what luxury is. Luxury is defined by how you define it. Each person has their own individual feeling of what luxury means to them. But the only thing we see in our feed are high luxury coaches showing this style of luxury, the purses, the brand names, the fucking expensive food. And I just wanted people to feel like they were worthy of sharing their celebrations and their victories and their money without feeling like they had to do it in that style. Because so many people see high luxury coaches and they're like, I can't relate to that. I'm not aligned with that. That doesn't feel good to me. And then they're like, well, I can't celebrate my launch. It was a 5K launch, but it wasn't a 20K launch. Why can't I celebrate? Okay, well, I can't talk about, getting my first one-on-one client when this coach is talking about how she just had one-on-one client pay $100,000 in 9 seconds. Like, it breeds this almost, not insecurity, but it breeds this like feeling that people are not worthy enough to celebrate every little thing that they're doing in their business. And that's just not fair.
And I want to just say, like, that's such a beautiful point of the celebration, because I believe, and I've watched your journey unfold, like you've celebrated every single step. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was looking back on even just my podcast, because we had a podcast meeting last night. I was like, 500 downloads. Yay! Yeah. Like, I was freaking out about it. You know what I mean? And so it's like really being able to celebrate every single step, but it's hard to when people are comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah. And then they get frustrated. They get overwhelmed. They feel like they shouldn't celebrate. They keep quiet, and then they fade off into the distance. And it's like, you are so much more worthy than that, you know? Like, you should be able to celebrate your first client. You should be able to celebrate your first fucking dollar in your business without feeling like you're not good enough because it's not $100,000. And that's where this whole middle class luxury and middle class coach thing just kind of came out. It all kind of started as a joke, and it actually snowballed into something quite beautiful.
Yeah, it really did. I was cracking up because I was with Paige Cole for her breakthrough day, and we saw your picture of you in the bathtub, like high luxury coach bathtubs, middle class coach bathtub.
And that's like, the thing is like, we've all seen it, like, right? It's kind of like, and I hate this.
Listen, I've taken pictures of the bathtub of my feet with my candles lit.
Yeah. And well, it's like high luxury coaching is almost breeding almost a network marketing type of style of coaching, where you have one high luxury coach, and instead of teaching each of her clients how to be themselves, she's teaching them how to be carbon copies of her. So you see one luxury coach and then 18,000 little baby coaches who are now toting the high luxury. So it's like the fucking obligatory post of, I made $10,000 while sitting in a bathtub. Cue picture with champagne, flower petals, bubbles, smiling, kind of looking back. And it's like over and over again. So when I was in the bathtub that day, I was like, let me take a sexy bathtub shoot. And then I was like, that's not me. First off, my bathtub is tiny as hell. Like, I'm tits out the entire time, guys. Like, I literally, it goes from my waist down. So like, I was sitting there and I'm like, this isn't me. I don't like this. Why am I trying to do this? I was like, all right, so if this is, how am I going to showcase my personality in this? So I put so much bubbles in the bathtub, it was ridiculous. And I started snapping photos of like mascara underneath my eyes, like the bubbles everywhere, laughing, smiling, and making fun of myself. And I put that post up, and it got so much fucking engagement, so many comments, that it just blew my mind. And that's how I think I hashtagged it middle class coach. And then it kind of created this snowball effect where everyone started posting things about celebrating their victories and hashtagging middle class luxury or middle class coach. And it just became like fuel. Like it really did, because it made me feel like, okay, well, these high luxury coaches are showing one way of life. Let me show people that there's a middle ground. Let me show people that there's another way of living their life that they can be more in alignment with, and they can actually enjoy it.
Oh, so true. And I just want to go back to something that you said at the beginning, which was when you were in corporate, you said that you hated living by somebody else's rules. And that to me is like the exact thing that people are doing in the coaching industry, is like, they see that luxury coach, they see that aspirational person that they want to be like, and then they start living by that person's rules.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, you said it, it's so true. Like, that does happen. And so I just love that you saw the opportunity. Like, you didn't even know that it was going to be an opportunity, but you're confident enough in yourself to be like, I'm in the bathtub right now. This doesn't feel true to me. What's authentic to me?
Yeah. And I believe that people who stand out in the online space, I believe that they have such a true sense of self that they know who they are, they know what works, they know what's not aligned with them, and that's what makes them successful. They're not trying to take on 18 different fucking people's opinions of who they should be. They just know themselves. They know, this doesn't feel good, fuck this, I'm not doing it, I'm gonna try something different. And that's what stands out more than just being a carbon copy of another coach.
Totally. And like, it's normal when you come into the online space, you know, if you want to be a coach, it's normal to, even if you have a product or whatever you're doing, if you come into the online space, it's normal to think like, oh, I'll just blend in here. I'm not going to be able to stand out. Like, I'm just going to like do, her graphics look cool, I'm going to do graphics like that. Her landing page looks cool, I'm going to do a landing page like that. That's how I felt when I first got on the scene. And then I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Identity crisis. You know what I mean? Like, who am I?
Yep.
Who am I? What message do I have? it's so interesting. It's a growing, I don't know. It's just like the ultimate growth.
And I think every coach experiences that. In 2018, I tried to show up like Jen Casey.
Right.
Everything. Jen Casey is a very like analytical human being. She shows up to her live video. She's got bullet points.
Yeah.
She is structure. And so I would show up to my lives like that, and I felt so awkward. And like I swear a lot, and Jen doesn't. Jen has a more expansive vocabulary than I do. I don't. So I would sit here and I'd write all of this stuff trying to be Jen Casey. I'd trip over my words. Everything would feel icky. And I hated live video because of it. I just hated it. Every time I thought of doing live video, it would make me sick because it was just so out of alignment with who I was as a human being. And in 2019, I was like, I can't be Jen Casey anymore. Like that works for her because she is her and she is crushing it. But the world doesn't need another Jen Casey. The world doesn't need another Lauren or a Melanie or Ashley or Amanda. The world needs you. You are bringing something so unique to this world that it needs. So finding your own style, your own authenticity, your own thing, and really fully embracing that is going to make you stand out so much more than just being like everyone else.
Mm-hmm. You are so empowering. That is so empowering. Like it really is. It's so true. And so I feel like there's a lot of good underlying messages here that, if you are, I don't know, there's just so many nuggets here. We don't have to outline them all because we don't need to do that. We're just flowing with it. But like, there really are so many good points here, like being authentically yourself, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say are some tips to help people that, I know so many people that want to show up online, but it's so hard for them. Like it's so hard to just show their face.
And I think one of the biggest things is people are so afraid of what other people are going to think of them. Yeah. Like they are just, I mean, I used to be like, I'm like, I can't talk like that. My dad and my grandmother are my friends on Facebook. Like they're not going to like this. My dad can't stand that I drop F-bombs. Like I can't even say shit near him. Like, what is he going to react to this? And then it came to
my dad's the same way. I can't make fun of him.
He's like, he cannot handle it. Yeah. And so it's like at the end of December, I had to kind of ask myself, like, and I always say, kind of ask yourself this question, like, who are you? Who are you as a true human being? Not who are you as everyone wants you to be. Who are you? Because I realized I was putting on this facade of who my dad thought I was, who my grandmother thought I was, who my sister thought I was. And it wasn't until I kind of pushed the facade aside and was like, no, this is me. Like, this is how I speak. This is how I feel. This is me. And then really just showing up on live video. And this is going to be the hardest thing for you to eat is not giving a flying fuck what everyone else thinks. You have to show up knowing people are not going to like you. They're not. I am not everyone's cup of tea. There are people out there who cannot handle the fact that I swear, the fact that I'm so energetic, the fact that my hands fly everywhere in a live video, the fact that I stutter and I'm not perfect. People can't handle that. They're not my people. And that's perfectly fine. So knowing that you're not going to be liked by everyone, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But when you show up as your true authentic self, you find your people, the people who love you, the people who adore you, the people who just like, they want to be in your presence. They want to know you like the real true you. And if you still are having issues with trying to figure out, oh, well, should I do it? Should I not do it? You're leaving money on the table every single time you show up as someone else rather than yourself. Every single time you hide your authenticity, you're leaving $100 on the table, $200 on that table. And that tends to build up. And you are literally, by the end of the year, leaving millions of dollars on a table, just laying there because you are not showing up as your true authentic self because your dad's going to be pissed. Is your dad paying your bills? No? Then fuck it. Like, it kind of has to be the mentality that you have. Like, if they're not paying your bills, fuck it. Would you rather be scared and not show up, or would you rather be rich? I'm going to choose rich every fucking time. And that's kind of like I guess the steps or the process of really just owning yourself and being able and comfortable enough to be in a world that you know that people aren't going to always be on your side, but it doesn't matter. They're not your people.
I love that. It's so true. It's so damn true. And I want to just circle back to this point of like what luxury means to you and what showing up means to you. It's all the same in a way. It's like whatever is authentic to you. Maybe you like Lamborghinis. That's fine. Maybe you want to do live videos every day. Awesome. Maybe you want to show up on TikTok. Like what's authentic to you? Amanda's been showing up on TikTok and it's inspiring. She made me do a TikTok this morning.
Wait, TikTok's my jam right now.
TikTok. New morning routine, TikTok.
Yeah, and it's like the thing with like TikTok, and people get so nervous. We were kind of talking about it the other day. It's like expanding your brand onto other social media platforms can be so uncomfortable, right? You have to step totally out of your comfort zone. And what I love about TikTok is it forces me out of my comfort zone every single day. And
I don't know. You look pretty comfortable in there.
Oh, I'm scared. Like people say that to me all the time. They're like, you're fearless. I'm like, no, I'm scared every motherfucking day of every fucking hour of every minute. I just choose to do things anyway. I choose in that moment, okay, well, I'm terrified right now, but what's the worst that can happen? I put this video up, I get a few fucking haters. Oh, well, like I'm probably going to get more people who are going to be like, hey, this is pretty awesome. You're doing a great job. And it's not about them. It's about me having fun and enjoying life. And I think that's what's really TikTok is it brings the fun back into your life rather than everything being so serious. It's like, why not take literally 15 to 60 seconds out of your day to make fun of yourself? I love doing it. I end up laughing the entire time.
It's so fun. I love doing it too. It's so fun. It gets me in this creative zone.
Yes. And then your audience jumps right on board with you because your audience sees you having fun. Everyone ultimately wants to be happy and have fun in life. And then all of a sudden your following starts growing on other platforms as well because of this brand new social media platform. So like scary, like fear will always be there. It's just, it's never going to go away no matter how much money you make.
I don't believe in being fearless. I believe in having fear and being willing to overcome it, right? Yes. Like, just like you said, it's like, we can't ever be without fear. We're humans.
Yeah.
We have fear. It's scary to do things sometimes, right? And yet you can do it. You can do the scary thing, whatever it is.
And it's the best adrenaline rush after you do it too. Like and I really think fear is just stories that we build up in our head. Like it's not the actual thing we're about to do. It's the anticipation of the thing that we're about to do. So we think, oh my God, we're going to do our first live video, right? And for the freaking 2 days before you do the live video, you build up every terrible thing that's going to happen during that live video. And so by the time you actually get to the live video, your armpits are sweating, you have upper lip sweat, you're shaking, you feel like your intestines are going to fall out your ass. Like you feel terrible. And then you do it. And then afterwards you're like, oh, well, that wasn't that bad. Like I totally blew that up in my head. Every single human being does it. It's the anticipation. Once you get through that, you're golden.
So there is a tool for that, an NLP tool. And it's basically visualizing 15 minutes after the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
To imagine yourself 15 minutes after the live video or your speaking engagement or your hard conversation or your, I don't know, doctor's appointment, whatever it is, imagine 15 minutes after what's the end result feeling that you want to have.
Yeah.
Little tips.
And then just bask in that because that's what it is. It's the best. When you overcome a fear, it's literally the best feeling you will ever feel in the entire world. It's like a feeling of accomplishment. It's a feeling of, wow, I was just really brave in that moment. Wow, I was really vulnerable in that moment and I survived and I'm better because of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been feeling like that so much lately. I've been doing scary things in my life and like my story has always been like, I have a low pain tolerance. Mm-hmm. That's always been my story. Someone like touches me, I'm like, ow, right? Like, I'm a baby. And so like, I've been putting myself in situations where I have to get blood work. I have to do this. I have to do that. And I'm like, I'm a bad bitch. I can do this.
Yeah.
Even just the small things, I'm just like, whoa, I thought that was going to hurt. No, I'm good. Yeah. I can do this.
And everyone has the fear. Like I've always struggled with body issues, right? Like I am not, I would say, quote unquote, a typically built girl. Like I am 5'3", I'm built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I have like traps for days. I'm a fucking linebacker, right? Like it's just, I am a thick human being. And so your entire life you're told, well, you need to be thinner, you need to be thinner. So like even over the last year, I've really started embracing like my body and almost forcing myself to face my insecurities by doing crazy shit like a photo shoot in New York City and just bra and underwear, posting videos of myself in my bra and underwear dancing just to say to myself, like, I'm more than a fucking body. I'm more than that. And the response has been huge too. So it's like, do something every day that scares the shit out of you because you grow quantum leaps in that moment when you go through it.
Earlier when you were saying like, this is me, I was thinking about The Greatest Showman. You know that song? Wait, I'm gonna play it. You know the song, right?
Which one? I've seen the movie.
Never did this on a podcast before. Okay,
I think I do.
Hold on.
I don't know. I watched this movie and I was just so blown away by Zac Efron. I had like a crush on him. Like he is a gorgeous human being. Like it makes me feel like a cradle robber because I think he's like 10 years younger than me. But I'm like,
cradle robber.
As I get older, I'm like wine. I just get better. Zac Efron. If you're ever out there and you're listening to this podcast,
what up?
Call me. What up?
Shout out Zac Efron.
I just like, it's like, he's just such a beautiful human being.
He really is.
He is.
Amazing. I think you should listen to that song. Everyone go listen to that song. It's really good. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful self with us. So I have the privilege of working with Amanda. We've been working on the craft of coaching because I'm developing a coaching academy and she has been my guinea pig.
I love it.
And I'm just like, I'm so happy to be in your energy on the daily. It's so cool.
It's awesome. I mean, when you surround, like I will say my biggest thing between 2019 and 2020 was like 2019, I was like kind of a hermit because I was growing my business so much. And in 2020, I just wanted to surround myself with other really powerful, connected women. And like between having you, Jen, Lauren, Elizlove as 3 of my coaches, and then surrounding myself with like my soul fucking clients, 2020 has been like the best year. And we're only in 2 months in because when you surround yourself with like other really empowering, beautiful, like strong women, it rubs off on you. It's like you end up taking in all of their energy and all of their love and all of their space. And it's so beautiful what can happen when you surround yourself with the right people.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love it. I love you. I'm so grateful.
Love you.
So grateful. Okay. So what makes you a badass manifester?
Oh, I would say, oh, that's a good question. I would say the language I use makes me a badass manifester in the fact that the biggest mistake I see with coaches is they always say, well, if this happens, if I hit my 10K launch, if I hit my 100K a year. And in 2019, I erased the word if from my vocabulary and I started replacing it with when and when it will happen. So when I hit my 10K launch, when I hit my first 100K, and then I started figuring out ways I was going to spend that money. Ooh, I'm going to buy us a new this. I'm going to take you on vacation. And when I literally I just sat in certainty. I knew it was going to happen. Uncertainty went out the fucking window and everything was when I manifested my entire year. Yes. Just because of one fucking word and erasing it from my dictionary.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Awesome. Oh, damn. That's good. That's so good. That's so good. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing energy with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So where can everyone check you out?
This is where you're going to hear me drop the word fuck at least 15 times because everything has the word fuck in it. You can go to my website, www.fierceasfucktribe.com. You can find my group on Facebook, which is Fierce as Fuck. Instagram handle @FierceAsFuckTribe. And then on TikTok, I'm on TikTok now if you like to watch people make an ass of themselves on the daily. I make an ass of myself on the daily, and it's at Fierce as Fuck Tribe without the U. So FCK. And you guys can come follow me on any of those platforms.
Awesome. Check out Amanda and I. We're gonna definitely do a duet on TikTok very, very soon. So
Yes.
it will be debuting.
Duets are so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Bye, guys. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.